listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver.
What the hell is that?
Podcast.
Podcast. That's right. You might be sitting to yourself and thinking, well, where's Ransom? Where's Ransom? That's Ransom. Well, Ransom, he's taking care of himself. And we love Ransom. He's a good boy. So we want him to take care of himself. So he is doing as such. And Beef the Legend, that's right, Beef the Legend is doing as such. Those boys need to take care of themselves because they're good boys and we love them and we want them to take care of themselves. And so, you know what you got, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, the fever dream that is Poot the Pard, baby. And my compatriot over here, Mr. Tiger.
Uppercut.
Bomb Tom, and a chosen special guest over here. That's right. You know who it is? You want to introduce yourself?
This is the mid-card Maniac. Yeah.
It's the mid-card Maniac. Yeah. Over here. Yeet. I almost wanted to be like Kasama. She's been here as long as our daddies have been here.
Oh.
That whole
Do you feel
Maniac is with us today?
Do you feel him, Pat? Do you feel him?
I'm sorry. Do you feel him, sir?
Sir, do you feel him?
Sir, do you feel him?
I cannot tell you.
But
I cannot tell you the number of times.
You got Poot the Pard, you got Tiger Bomb Tom, and you got Mid-Card Maniac. Boys, let's fucking go!
I can't tell you the number of times that I actually yeeted or acknowledged in the Caribbean. It was great.
Nice.
I took the spirit of the P3 with me. Oh God. So what? This is a podcast. It's been a minute since I did one of these. How's this thing work? What do we do? Is this on? Hello.
Well, we talk about the wrestlings.
We fucking yeah. We talk about the wrestling, so we talk about the So I want to talk about something so this past Sunday, I'm going to dive into AEW, okay?
Okay.
I want to talk about Double or Nothing really quick. There's one specific moment in Double or Nothing I want to talk about. So we all love Adam Copeland, right? We all love formerly known as Edge.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
We all love him. We all love him. We all know him. God, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a little intimate Poot the moment right here. Poot the moment. Poot the Pard. We're going to have a little moment, okay? Adam Copeland, if somehow by some weird, crazy, supernatural event that this podcast enters your ear holes, buddy, you've done enough. We love you. We want you to be okay. We think you're great. Your legacy precedes itself. You have done a lot for younger talent. You have done a lot for your peers. You've done a lot for yourself. You've done a lot for your family. Please, for Christ's actual fucking sake, stop jumping off of shit! When he fucking jumped off that cage and landed on his feet, I was at my coworker's place. We were watching it together. Jesus, tap dancing, actual fucking Christ. He landed on his feet. I winced and turned away because I could not handle watching Adam Copeland collapse his fucking legs.
Ugh.
Come the fuck on, dude. Stop it. Stop. I'm sorry.
No.
I know I'm coming out of the gate and like strong arming one specific situation on an AEW pay-per-view. Man, that was gross. And here's the thing. Bless that man's heart because he finished the fucking pay-per-view. He finished the fucking match. He did the whole fucking thing, but he broke his tibia.
Ugh.
He broke his fucking tibia. You want it? Dude, no. Not even at your age. I'm not even going to sit here and do the whole thing of like, well, at his age, he shouldn't fucking... At no fucking age should you take a bump like that.
No.
That was scary. It was terrifying. And I almost threw up. No.
I didn't watch the pay-per-view, but I did see that clip. And it looks so weird. It was like I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. He's going to do a splash through the table." It looked like he didn't even try. Like, it looked like he just looked to jump and land on his feet. I was like, you forgot something there, bud. You forgot the horizontal part of the splash. You went vertical. You came back down vertical. You forgot the horizontal. Like, what? I don't know what I don't know what happened.
I think he was worried about protecting Malachi Black. I really do, because he wrapped Malachi Black in barbed wire.
Okay.
I really think that his primary concern was that of Malachi Black. But no, hard pass. That was, to me, very reasonable. To me,
yeah, man,
yeah. So to me, that moment was so fucking irresponsible. That was so irresponsible to himself, not to his opponent, not to the talent, not to anything of that. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. To me, that was irresponsible to himself. Thank God that we got Gangrel to like kind of overshadow that, because when he landed, I remember saying to my buddy Eric, I looked at him and I went, he's hurt. He's done. Because when he was limping around at the end of the match, I was like, that's not kayfabe injury. That it's just not. It's not.
Yeah.
That's real injury, like hobble. You can't, because that's the thing. You can't fake that shit. You can't fake I'm hurt hobble.
I'm going back and I'm watching it again, much to Poot's dismay, I'm sure.
Oh,
but I'm just trying to figure out, like, I don't know, man. Like, I looked at it, I'm like, well, you had the clearance, you would have, like, it looked like he was I don't know if it looks like he was gonna go for a coup de grace, but he changed course at the last second, or like, I don't know, man. Like, if you're gonna commit to the spot, like, just fucking do the splash and do it. Yeah, like, you've already come this far. Yeah, but now, I don't know.
But again, that was a AEW's Cage. Pat, did you watch the pay-per-view?
I did not, but I am familiar with the spot you're talking about, and it gave me flashbacks to WCW when Sid broke his leg after jumping off the rope.
Yep.
Right? Right?
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, not again.
Oh no, I legit, when he climbed up there. First of all, AEW's Cage, way fucking taller than it has any right to be.
Is it?
Am I wrong?
I don't know. I haven't.
No, I think it is taller.
Oh, it's taller. Look, if you didn't look at that, legit, that cage, I think, is 15 feet tall.
And you can't teach that. No.
Wait, hold on. I thought the WWE ones are like 15, and then like the AEW ones have to be at least 20.
No, I don't know, but it was way taller. And when Adam Edge Copeland crawled up there to fucking do that, I was like, no, dude, no, you have nothing left to prove. Also, drop the ball, by the way. AEW dropped the fucking ball.
Yes, they did.
You want to know why they dropped the fucking ball on Adam Edge Copeland?
Because he won the match.
Well, I mean, yes, that is a whole different conversation. But he didn't come out to Rain in Blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
He should have come out to Rain in Blood with the fucking promo where he dumped blood on Malachi Black.
Yep.
Should have been Rain in Blood. Now, I love South of Heaven, one of my favorite Slayer songs. but it should have been Rain and Blood.
Maybe they couldn't. Maybe they couldn't get the rights for Raining Blood. I mean, I don't know.
When he broke his leg, that should have been the change of the match. They should have called that on the fly and said, "Nope, I broke my leg." And that man fucking knows when he's that hurt.
He should.
He fucking knows. He fucking knows when he's hurt. He should have been like, "My bone is broken. We got to pivot here." And he should have had Malachi Black, even with the Gangrel spot. He should have had Malachi Black win. Fight me.
I agree with you.
Malachi Black should have won that because of the pivot. If we didn't have the pivot, fine, whatever.
So now
that's fine.
So here's my question, because obviously it's well documented that I don't get to watch the weeklies. So did they announce, like, is he basically having to relinquish the title and they're going to hold a tournament, blah, 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 whatever, to crown a new TNT champion, or how's that working out?
I'm sorry, run that by me one more time.
I said, so since he broke his tibia, right?
Yeah.
Did they have him vacate the title already, like on Dynamite or anything? Or how's that working?
I don't know, to be perfectly honest with you, because Wednesday was chaotic and I didn't get to watch Dynamite.
Okay.
The only thing I know is that is WWE news, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure.
We will. Did you watch Dynamite, Pat?
I did not. We're only streaming that here at our house, so if I watch anything, it's going to be the day after.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I need to come up with a way to, like, make sure that I get the weeklies, like, somehow, even if it's just streaming the day after. Like, it's rough.
Yeah.
I would like to even get into, like, somehow watching some, like, TNA as well too, because reasons. Hey, before we get into anything else WWE or AEW related, well, this kind of ties into everything here. I'm sure somebody out there is wondering where we stand on the Cruiserweight Championship standings. And so I'm going to...
I'm sure Amber would love to know.
I'm sure she would. So I'm going to give them to you guys here. This is after this past weekend.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, no problem, you know. So this is after this weekend here of both WWE King and Queen of the Ring and AEW Double or Nothing. Starting from the bottom up, we got Ransom at 108. We got Poot at 110. Yeah.
Oh, we're not counting Sandra and Scooby in there?
No, because they did not submit anything, so they're disqualified for the rest of the quarter, unfortunately. So,
guys, come on.
Yeah, they missed.
Hey, if you miss one, you miss them all.
I know, but that's disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not going to win, just still play, have some fun.
Well, I think the thing is, like, that I think everybody was in the mix of it. I think Scooby just flat out forgot, and I'm not sure about Sandra, so hard to say.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least you tried.
Yeah. But I will
Bart Simpson cake.
At least you
tried.
I will say that I mean, it was good to get Sandra in, you know, coming off the heels of WrestleMania and stuff like that or whatever. So that was, you know, we're always looking for
sure.
We're always looking for more people to mix it up and everything like that. The more the merrier. Yeah. All right, so Beef.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. Beef is at 112. Listen, the interrupting is the natural part of this part. Let me try that again.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be anti-beef right now.
The natural part of this podcast, easy for you to say. So, you know, you're right at home. It's all good. All right, so Beef at 112. I'm right in the middle of the pack at 117. Pat, you're 2 points ahead of me at 119. Dave is 2 points ahead of you at 121. And Amber, don't call it a fucking fluke or a happenstance. You very well may be looking at the first ever future women's cruiserweight champion here. Amber leading the pack at 136.
Holy
Christ.
shit.
Holy Christ. So
What was Dave at?
Here's the thing. Wait. Before we woo, Dave's doing. Before we mention this, do you understand how pissed off I am? I was having a fucking run. I was doing a great job of being up there, and then one stupid fucking AEW pay-per-view later,
Dynasty.
Stupid fucking. I was so pissed. I saw my
Dynasty.
standings, and I just went, God damn it. You know what the problem is? I always try and big brain it. I lead into like what Beef talks about. And I'm not saying Beef. I made my own decisions. I'm a big boy. Beef's a smart boy. I'm not saying that Beef told me what to do, but I'm just saying I always fucking second guess myself. And if I would have gone with my gut, I'd have been up there. Amber still would have been at the top, but I would have been up there.
You know what really
would have been a shot, but then I went immediately back down to the bottom of the pack. I have not held that belt in so long, and I'm fucking mad about it. Anyway, everybody else talk.
Hook fucked me in the long run at Dynasty. That was the big thing.
Well, I mean, he is a hot boy. Anyway, go.
Yeah, that aside. No, but yeah, Amber's it's literally hers to lose. I know we still got a couple more events, so anything can happen.
We still got Forbidden Door and Clash at the Castle, right?
Yes, we got that, and I believe I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on this. I think we're picking NXT Battleground as well. So,
okay.
So, hey, I know Amber will be listening to this at some point.
Oh shit! Then I'm out of it.
No, not necessarily. I mean, and listen,
no, I suck in NXT picks.
Well, I mean, hey, anything. Listen, anything can happen. All right, and this quarter is point proven of that exactly because.
Oh my gosh!
You know what? He's not here to defend himself or interrupt me, so I'm gonna just say it now. And I already said it to him. You poked the bear, Beef. You did this. You brought this on us. You poked the bear. You poked the bear. You poked the bear. And look what happened. She's leading the pack. I hope you're happy with yourself, Beef.
Maybe needs to talk some shit on Penn State. They'll win the Big Ten title this year.
Oh! I'm not even gonna get into football because I don't want. Listen,
yeah, sorry.
I know
anti-wrestling.
I know we're all no. Just because I know we're already gonna upset him. I know the pot has been stirred already. I don't want the boy to go into a full blown depression here. So let's
not until he watches the episode. If you know, you know.
But no, I mean, it was a good weekend. All things considered, I mean, short of Adam Copeland breaking his fucking leg. I mean, the card for Double or Nothing looked really good. I just didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
What I did get to watch though, King and Queen of the Ring, I will say, was albeit mostly. I say mostly predictable, because I don't think anybody saw Liv Morgan winning, and but overall, I mean, I think it was a pretty good card. I was entertained.
Oh, sure. You want to run it down, Tom?
As far as like the card itself, like
winners and the cards and everything, yeah.
The match.
Take the lead, buddy. You're doing a great job.
Well, I mean, King and Queen of the Ring. So let's talk a little bit about it. Let's talk about your new Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax.
Oh boy.
Oh, you're starting out strong, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off right now, man. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not surprised. And Nia was my pick, but I didn't put big points on it. But when I looked over this card before I picked it, I thought to myself, I'm like, all right, well, who, like, and also finding out that the future that the King and the Queen of the Ring respectively were gonna get future title shots at SummerSlam. So honestly, that was what swayed the decision for me, and that's what made me think about it long term. And I'm like, Lyra Valkyria, it would have been great for her to get the win. It would have been a nice rub and everything like that. But she just got up to the main roster. Now, I understand that there have been people before that were brought up to the main roster and quickly, strap a rocket to
Gonna
their
go
back.
pee. I'll be right back, boys.
You're good?
Okay.
A la Gunther, for example.
Yeah.
But no disrespect to Lyra Valkyria, but I didn't see. I initially, like, when I heard that she got called up and everything like that with the draft, my first thought wasn't strap a rocket to her back and let's go.
Yeah.
It made sense to have Nia win because had and we'll get into the Becky stuff. Had Becky retained like I thought she was going to, it would have made sense to kind of have the Becky and the whole Becky and Nia thing. But then I was thinking about it. I'm like, okay, well, they're on different brands, so maybe that's not the case. But then I thought about it. I'm like, Bayley. Like, okay, I don't know. Like I said, again, because I don't watch the weeklies, I don't know what they're doing with Bayley right now. But I feel like she needs a good, strong opponent, like a Nia Jax, to either, if they're gonna keep the title on Bayley, she needs a good definitive win against somebody like Nia to kind of prove herself. You know what I mean? So like, I don't have a problem as much as I loathe Nia Jax. Like, well documented. I loathe her more than Goldberg.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh, you said his name.
I did. Fucking Beetlejuice.
Yeah, the juice is loose.
Yeah. I as much as I loathe her, it makes sense to have her win this, so like I'm not surprised. I'm not gonna say that I'm not. I wouldn't even say that I'm necessarily disappointed. I'm just like, it is what it is. Like, this was gonna happen. I can't fight fate, sort of thing. I don't know. What say you?
I was for like Lyra Valkyria until I saw the SmackDown result, and I'm like, oh, okay, because if it would have been Bianca, I would have gone for Bianca. But no, let me rephrase that. If it would have been Bianca, I was going to be torn between the two of them because I think they could both go.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As far as wrestling together, but when I saw it was Nia Jax, I'm like, okay, it's Nia. She's winning.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that she was on SmackDown. I thought she was on Raw, which had me upset because if she were to go against Liv Morgan at SummerSlam, it'd be like, oh, well, that's a gimme. But seeing as how she's going against Bayley, I think this is going to be a good test for Bayley to show that she deserves that women's championship.
Yeah.
That she got at WrestleMania. And I mean, and Nia actually, she honestly looked, when she got the crown from Triple H, she honestly looked very happy and emotional. Like it looked genuine when she won.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned it, I think I'm wondering too. I don't think they would do Bayley dirty and like hot shot the title or anything like that, because we do have before we even get to SummerSlam, we got what was the next pay-per-view coming up for WWE?
We got Clash at the Castle.
Yep, you got Clash at the Castle. You got
and Money in the Bank.
And Money in the Bank. So you got two pay-per-views there.
What's the one that's going to be in Germany?
That's Clash at the Castle.
Bash at Berlin.
Bash at Berlin.
Oh, wait. All right. So we got. That's after SummerSlam, though.
That's after SummerSlam.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's where Gunther's going to win his title.
Absolutely.
I'm calling it right now.
I wonder. I wonder if they'll do it at SummerSlam, though.
No, they're not going to do it at SummerSlam because it's going to be a bigger impact, and the crowd is going to go more crazy if he wins it in Berlin.
So my only thought on that is SummerSlam is what, August 3rd, 5th, something like that. It's beginning
something
of August.
Like that, yeah.
I know I'm not going to it, and Poot, I know you probably have a gig that weekend, but And I know
which weekend is it?
First weekend in August.
Yeah.
Oh,
regardless, I know the other two.
No, I don't know. I don't know yet.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. I know the other two Yahoos are on vacation or whatever. I know I'm definitely not going to SummerSlam, even though it's in Cleveland, because my God, the ticket prices were fucking insane. Because,
Well, if they're insane for you, then that's a non-sell for me, buddy.
Well, no, my point being is I am not going to Cleveland. I am definitely hosting SummerSlam like I generally do. So, yeah. So
you don't want to go to Cleveland.
I mean, I would for a reasonably priced SummerSlam.
Fuck you.
Listen, I've gone to Cleveland.
I went to Cleveland. I like Cleveland.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is worth it. Just putting that.
Yes,
out there.
that's worth it. Otherwise, there's a reason it's called the Mistake by the Lake.
No, wow, fuck you. Okay, every time I've gone to Ohio, everyone has been super fucking nice, and I've enjoyed my time. So I will not bash, like every other Pennsylvanian, I will not bash Ohio. You know why? Because they've been delightful every time I've been there. So shame on you, Pat. And Tom,
that's fine. I'll live with it.
You're on the fence. You're on the fence.
I'm still going to sleep the same tonight, Poot.
Oh, well, that's fine. On your stomach thinking about me. That's fine.
You. So yeah, I wasn't surprised with Nia winning. Poot, what are your thoughts on Nia Jax winning Queen of the Ring?
Okay, like here's the deal. All the memes have been done. As long as WWE does something good with this, I don't care. And I when I say I don't care, I don't want that to sound like I don't care about the product or I don't care about X, Y, or Z. For me, it literally is like, if they can make something interesting about this, and if Nia Jax can hold up her end of the argument, I'm fine with it. I'm 100% fine with it. The caveat, though, is the fact that Nia Jax has to hold up her end of the argument. That woman is all the potential in the world. She has all the potential in the world. All of it. She just has to fucking show it. Because, like, every time they've given her a shot, every time she's had an opportunity, every time they've made her look like a fucking monster, you know what's happened? What's happened, boys?
She hurt somebody?
She pooted it away.
She fucking shit the bed. And I'm not trying to say that she's going to do that every time, because I don't feel like you should look at someone and immediately write them off. I don't, because you know what? You grow, you evolve, you learn more, you do better, you try harder, you all the various X, Y, or Z's, right?
Sure.
But and that's the thing, is but you have to actually deliver. And my problem with Nia Jax is that she doesn't deliver consistently. If you want to be at a high level, whether it's in wrestling, sports, finance, other businesses, being a dog trainer, whatever the fuck, you have to consistently deliver. If you do not consistently deliver on something, you're the problem. You're not going to be regarded well. You're not going to be highly held. You're not going to be treated the way that you think you should be. Nia Jax is that way. She has all the tools. She has everything she fucking needs. She just has to be consistent. She has to deliver.
Fair enough.
That's it.
Fair enough.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, because you can't namby-pamby.
Right.
You have to lean in every day like you're the best. And especially being called Queen of the Ring. If you're going to be called Queen of the Ring and you're going to shit the fucking bed, fuck you. I'm sorry. It's not even just Queen of the Ring. It's King of the Ring as well. If you're going to be King of the Ring and you're going to shit the bed,
Billy
fuck
Gunn.
you.
Nah.
No. Don't shit on Billy Gunn too hard. Because his was situational. Let's admit though, with this.
All right, fine. King Mabel.
Careful here. King Mabel was a good character though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It translated to a good character. And Mabel did well with it. I think we can agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's my point. Is that was his performance necessarily dynamite? But like, did he create a good character? The fact that you brought that up, the fact that you were like King Mabel, you didn't sit there and go, Owen Hart. You know what I mean?
No.
But
Owen Hart was a great King of the Ring.
I know he was. Mabel wasn't the best King of the Ring, but you fucking remember him. You remember King Mabel, and you remember it being real fucking cool because the character was good. That's the thing. You got to figure out your fucking wheelhouse. And the problem is, I think Nia Jax wants to think that she's a really good in-ring performer. If that's not your strong suit, fucking develop a character.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop talking because if I don't stop talking, I'm going to be a problem. Go on.
So that actually kind of leads me into something. Whenever I was discussing with Pat about, like, you know, thinking about who was actually really going to win this matchup and future matchups and stuff like that, and forgetting about the fact that, like, yeah, Becky Lynch and Nia Jax had history. Then I'm like forgetting the fact that they were on separate brands. However, that is somebody. I think we should get into that. When you talked about performing consistently and everything like that, Becky Lynch has been that person, and
yes, she has.
I don't think any of us had it on our bingo card of fucking Liv Morgan winning, albeit through some fucking shenanigans and stuff. But I don't think anybody saw that one coming. I know Pat.
I didn't see it coming, but I was gonna poot that. I was gonna poot that decision. And everybody was like, "Poot, don't poot that decision," and I didn't.
Well,
and I should have.
Don't fucking listen to the peanut gallery. That's the lesson we've learned.
Yeah, but
now.
when I don't listen to the peanut gallery, then I poot it, and it's terrible.
Yep.
Wow.
Young Bucks.
I didn't. I picked the Bucks. Fuck you. I picked the Bucks this time. Fuck you.
Good job.
Good job, Poot.
Thank you.
So Pat,
Thanks.
you had some stuff you wanted to talk about Becky. What's on your mind?
Yeah. So, I mean, like we said, it probably came as a shock to us when she lost the title. Going forward, you know, seeing what happened afterwards, you know, after tomorrow, supposedly, allegedly, her contract is up with WWE. And just thinking about that, you know, some people are, of course, the ones that like to start the pot. Oh, she's going to AEW because Mercedes is there. Her best friend from, you know, the Four Horsewomen, she's there. And then others are saying, you know, maybe she just needs some time to take a break. Seth's off. She's off. She can go spend time with her family, which I think that's probably the reason.
Agreed.
That she's taking some time off. You know, go be with your family. Enjoy the time together. But now, and then looking towards what Liv Morgan's doing, you know, getting into that little kissy face with Dom, that's going to set up a Rhea Ripley jealousy thing in the future. So when Rhea comes back, if Liv still has the title, there's your storyline written right there.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I mean, hard to say whether or not the Becky rumors are true or not. But however, whatever way if they were looking to get the title off of her, I'll give them credit. That's a good way that they did it. Involving Dom in the mix and everything like that. And again, this feeds into the whole Liv being a heel. This is also a good way too when you do bring Rhea back, obviously with like this little built-in story. This is a good way to break Rhea away from the Judgment Day. And I mean, she can still keep this whole mommy persona and stuff like that, or something along those lines, because she's essentially already been a face. Like, she has been for the longest time, despite
let's face it, everybody loves her.
Oh yeah, everybody loves mommy. Like, it's one of those things too. Like, I think arguably,
yeah, I fucking do.
Yeah, you do. God damn it, Buddy Murphy, you lucky son of a bitch.
I know.
Anywho, that
all the podunk wrestlers out there, Jesus Christ.
It should have been me. Thank you, nod to Dolph Ziggler. So now, like, arguably anybody in the Judgment Day besides Dom, if you wanted to, just, and I'm not saying like it's something that would happen or should happen, but should they have wanted to break anybody in the Judgment Day away from that faction to kind of do stuff on their own or whatever, short of Dom. Dom is a heel 100% through and through. I don't see how you ever make Dom a babyface ever again. But anybody else in the Judgment Day, maybe not JD McDonough, because he's just a weird
shit-eating heel.
He's just a weird little fucking Baby Balor leprechaun ripoff. Sorry, it's true. But,
okay, I listen, JD McDonough, I don't or Jordan Devlin, if you will.
Yeah,
Jordan Devlin. He is awesome. He is dynamite.
He is
really good. And I understand the whole Baby Balor thing. That's why one of the things he grew out his beard and his hair and everything to not look so much like Balor. But like, he himself is a really good talent.
He is.
Like,
he
is. And like, but in the context of the Judgment Day, I understand what you guys are saying.
Right. So context and booking and everything like that. Him and Dom are the only ones from the Judgment Day that I don't feel like that you could actually easily turn into a babyface and gain sympathy or anything like that. Balor's been on both sides of the coin. Priest has been on both sides of the coin, and Rhea's essentially has been a face almost her whole time in the Judgment Day. Almost.
Yeah.
So any one of those three that I just mentioned could have easily been, they could easily break away and turn into a babyface out of this heel faction. Obviously, that's the route that I think that's the route they're going to go with Rhea once she's healthy and returns.
Oh yeah, once she's back, she's not going to be part of the Judgment Day for long.
Yeah, not for long at all. McDonough and Dom are heels through and through. It would take a little while to once JD McDonough is actually featured and established more, and we can kind of get to know him a little bit better, then maybe you could. But as it is, he unfortunately, for as good of a talent he is, he's just kind of there as fucking fodder for, to be the guy that gets fucking smacked around in the Judgment Day or to, whatever. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But all that going back to Rhea coming back, the good way they get the title off of Becky, for whatever the reasons are. I'm with you. I think it's probably so she can go home and just kind of be there with Seth as he's healing up and stuff like that when he's taking his time off.
Yeah.
And she can go back and be a mom and everything like that.
I was gonna say, like, this is like the time you want to be with your kids.
Yeah, I mean, well, and it's for the business wise end of things, it's post Mania.
Yeah.
So
everything's cooling down.
Yeah, so like there's still plenty of time if they plan on using her for any sort of big angles or anything like that leading into, next year's Mania or whatever like that. You still have plenty of time, plenty of time throughout the fall and the winter to establish these storylines and stuff like that too. And now that I say those words out loud, thinking about also, like Raw moving to Netflix, making sure that she's nice and healed up and stuff like that for whenever that debut happens. Cause whenever Raw moves to Netflix, like you want to fucking come out all guns blazing. You want to have your Becky Lynch's, your Rhea Ripley's, and your fucking top, talents on both sides of the coin, male and female wrestlers available, healthy, ready to go. So yeah, this is as good of a time as any to have her drop the title. I don't think anybody saw it coming.
Yep.
Poot, give me your take on Becky.
When in retrospect on the pay-per-view, she came out with big lose face.
Did she? I didn't notice.
She did. Oh my God, she absolutely did. And I haven't thought about lose face versus win face in a long time. Because that was a meta that was pointed out to me a while back, and it stood the test of time. Actually, I think that's the last time I won the Cruiserweight championship. Whenever I would watch after I did my picks, I would watch the pay-per-views and be like, "Oh, that's lose face. Oh, that's win face. Oh, that's this." Becky seems very kind of. She came out and she seemed very like lackluster.
Okay.
And I remember looking and being like, "Oh." And I thought to myself, I was like, Becky looks real serious. Okay, that seems to be her meta. But then as the match went on, I went, "Oh, I think that was lose face." And by God, it was fucking lose face. I feel like okay. Like there's the whole thing of like going around with like Becky Lynch walking out of an arena and people are like, "Oh, she's leaving. She's gonna go to AEW. She's gonna do this and everything." Man, I don't want to speculate on shit like that.
Yeah.
Who knows? Like, because I mean, Seth Rollins is never gonna leave WWE.
Yeah,
he won't. Not that he couldn't flourish other places. I think he would do great in New Japan. I think he'd do great in Impact. I think he'd do great. But the problem is Seth Rollins and Beef, probably listening to this, will probably cringe or throw a hissy fit at this statement. I don't know if you two can agree with this. Seth Rollins is a generational talent.
Oh, he absolutely is.
Oh, absolutely.
He is. I think we could put Seth Rollins, and we could say this about his character work or his in-ring work, however you want to contextualize it. We can put him in the league of like an MJF. We could put him in the league of a Moxley. We could put him in the league like any of these people that we could say is a generational talent.
Yeah,
I believe Seth Rollins is there.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
His in-ring work obviously speaks for itself. Like he's one of the top in-ring performers, safe to work. Like he works from all things we've talked about him over the years and stuff like that. Like people are good working with him because like he keeps them safe and stuff like that. His character work has been hit and miss sometimes. Sometimes things fall flat.
Well,
no. Don't get me wrong. I think
that's anybody.
Right?
That's anybody. Either their ring work or their character falls flat.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I was like, that's what I'm saying. I'm put him over to the moon on his in-ring work. His character work has waffled at times, but he's somebody that character work or not, he's somebody that is a believable top tier talent.
Right.
And yeah, I would consider him a generational talent and stuff like that for sure. But I'm with you. I mean, I don't see him leaving WWE probably ever or anytime soon. My only devil's advocate point to that would be that people probably thought the same thing about Edge too, and then look what happened to him. So,
well, okay.
So I think that would come down to more so the whole like, okay, what more can I accomplish, sort of thing. That's that whole, internal monologue that somebody has to have with themselves and stuff like that, and go, all right, well, same thing with Jericho too. Like, it's again one of those things, and that's kind of the beauty of having the other companies like AEW, like TNA, like New Japan now more prominently featured and more, I would say, talked about and well known and stuff like that, is that you don't have just, essentially WWE having a monopoly on, where you can actually go to make a living, sort of thing.
Sure.
But all that said, for anybody that's automatically jumping to the conclusions of, oh, Becky's going to go to AEW, calm your tits. Relax. Like,
calm your tits, the man says.
You know what I'm going to do?
I don't think she's going to go.
No, exactly. For everybody who says that, I'm going to buy you a jump to conclusions mat. It has different conclusions that you can jump to.
Thanks, Tom.
And if you don't know that reference, go educate yourself.
Okay.
Listen, it's fantastic. Everybody should see that movie at some point.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly.
No, Becky's still got more that she can do in WWE. Like she definitely has more women's championship runs in her. Fuck, if they really want to, they could throw her down in NXT again for a little while or something like that. There's still women's tag titles. She's never won the women's tag title, has she?
I don't think so.
Becky?
Yeah, Becky hasn't.
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember her ever having them.
So there's that. So I mean, there's that avenue. You could always do something with her there. I mean, fuck. My point is this: she's still got plenty of tread left on the tire in WWE. I don't think anybody needs to be, thinking that she's automatically just jumping ship or anything like that. Anytime somebody's like, oh, their contract came up or whatever, everybody was saying the same thing about Drew McIntyre as well too. Like, oh, his contract's gonna be coming up, and he's probably gonna jump ship or whatever because this, that, and the other. And I mean, maybe her contract was actually coming up. Maybe she signed an extension. We don't know that because, like, wrestlers' contracts are so, like, finicky. And, like, it's so... I don't know where you find that shit out. Like, besides the dirt sheets.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, there's a little bit of lead time. You know what I mean? Like, it's that... like I said, well, I guess you said it best. It's whether or not it works, whether or not whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I don't see any reason for her to jump ship by any means right now. Like, there's not a good. Like, I don't see a good reason personally. There's still plenty of other matches and stuff like that, plenty of other stories that she can tell with, talent. I mean, hell, you got Lyra Valkyria there, like they have that brief little bit of history from their exchange in NXT. You could build off of that. You could, I mean, I don't know. There's things to be done. There's still money on the table to be made with Becky. So,
yep.
pump the brakes, everyone. Don't automatically think that she's going to AEW by any means.
No.
For sure.
Well, and even when she does come back, I mean, look at the town she hasn't worked with yet, like Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
But listen, never mind. I'll let you guys finish.
No.
Don't.
No, that's all.
Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, I'm sorry. Everyone talks about Jade Cargill like she's the second coming of Christ. I can't, man. I'm sorry. Like
Well,
I get it. She's a specimen.
Mm-hmm.
She's very teachable. With her limited time in the business, she's done good stuff.
Yeah.
That's fine. But like AEW painted her as this unstoppable force of fucking nature. What has happened in WWE?
True.
What is that? No, like
I mean, she's tag champions, and that's about it.
Well,
she's tag champions
for now
because it hides her fucking weaknesses.
Right.
True. Well, yeah, Mercedes been named TBS champion too, so let's.
AEW.
No, come on.
AEW hid her fucking weaknesses.
Yeah, they did.
They hid her weaknesses. So what's WWE doing?
They didn't
They're
let her
hiding
develop.
her weak. Well,
they made her out to be a. They made her out to be a female Goldberg. Like, I'm just gonna beat you, and then, oh wait, my contract's up. I'm leaving. Here's your title back.
Well, but that's the problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Now she got because AEW painted her as this glorious fucking thing. So WWE went, hell yeah, we want her. And to be fair, they probably looked at her and went, oh, there's potential here.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the foresight of the powers that be in WWE, they probably went, oh, there's potential here.
And I think that's why they didn't throw her into TV right away.
Exactly.
Well, and that's fair. But and sure, maybe they're easing her in. But the problem is the perception of the wrestling fan of Jade Cargill is that she's already this undefeatable fucking horrible monster who's this, wrestling behemoth. And now she's being put in a tag thing with, whatever, and they're going to be doing whatever and everything. And then they're going to have Jade Cargill be the badass in the breakup. They're going to have her be the Shawn Michaels of the Marty Jannetty and blah, 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 blah. But like, the thing is, how do you okay, that's fine, but like, it's predictable. And like, when she's ready, she's going to be a single star. Okay, cool. But theoretically, with how she's been built in AEW, shouldn't she already be that?
I mean, so here's
fight me.
No.
I agree with you, Pooh.
I understand.
You're not wrong.
I understand your thinking, and the logic behind it checks out. Yes. However, the difference, I will say, is as far as the WWE system, it's unlike anywhere else you go. AJ Styles has said that. Finn Balor has said that. Anybody that has come from outside of WWE and has come into the and I will say the WWE system, because they are they have a very specific system of how they, how they have their talent work in ring, character, everything like that. So, in that case, yes, your logic checks out that Jade should be an even bigger star than what she already is, but I think it goes back to what you said earlier. WWE looks at her and goes, okay, she has a lot of potential. And I think what they want to do is, I'm sure they threw, a sideways amount of money at her, obviously, because she left AEW, where I'm sure she was being paid pretty well by Tony Khan and his fucking infinite pocket.
I would imagine compared to what she's being paid in WWE.
Okay. But my point being is, like, she wasn't, like, everybody in AEW for the most part, like, some of the more prominently featured talent has been paid well. Let's just say that, okay?
Sure.
Obviously, WWE paid her more. They're gonna get a long-term investment out of her. So I think it's just a matter of them not wanting to have the star burn too bright, too hot, and burn out too fast. I think they know that they have something with her, obviously. Like, she has the look. She has the, she has the mic chops. Obviously, we've seen that in AEW. Her in-ring work in AEW, she needed some more polishing. And I think that, like Pat said, that's why they didn't consistently put her on TVs, because I'm sure that she was, training and working on her in-ring work and stuff like that. And that's obviously why they put her in a tag team with Bianca, so she can kind of, learn from somebody, like Bianca or whatever, who already is, a great talent. I think the problem with the transition from AEW to WWE is, in AEW, and you could fight me on this, at the time, the women's division isn't what it is now in AEW. To get better, you have to be in the ring with somebody better than you. And that's the problem with Jade in AEW, is that she wasn't necessarily featured with people that were better than her in the ring. She was TBS champion, sure, but why was she never AEW women's champion? So there is that certain level of delineation there. Now you bring her over to WWE. Now you have talent that have been more seasoned and have been around, and you can have her work with somebody like a Bianca, like a Bayley, like a Becky Lynch, or whatever. Somebody like it. You get my point. Is like there are plenty of people there that, in ring wise and stuff like that, that can really help her grow. So I think that's, once they feel that she's grown a little bit with that, then obviously they're gonna, strap a rocket to her back and everything, like you said, predictably so. They'll break up the tag team. I'm sure Jade will be the heel, and that's all well and fine. Predictable isn't always bad, like we've said, as long as it makes sense, and as long as it sells tickets. And she'll sell tickets one way or the other, I'm sure. So
one way, shape, or form, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
it's okay, Poot.
I mean, that's the only way that I can break it down, is like, why wasn't she, have a rocket strapped to her back initially, like as soon as she came in? Just flat out, she wasn't ready. She really wasn't.
No, she wasn't ready in AEW.
No, and that's exactly it too. Like, and so I mean,
they overly protected her.
And all you, like, everything that you're saying, like the way that she's been built and perceived too. I think that's also, I don't know. This could be argued too, whether or not you have, like, there are some people out there that still, like, don't really know much about AEW. There are people that know both WWE and AEW, but there are people out there that, are really die hard to one product or the other. They're still, for better or for worse, not I say for worse, actually. There still is that separation and to some degree almost tribalism at times. So there might be some people out there who really didn't know of Jade before she came to WWE. Now, to WWE's credit, I will say, especially now in the Triple H era, and yes, I'm going to call it that, they are doing a really good job of making everybody more aware of, hey, there are people that have done and accomplished things outside of WWE. Like, it's not just this little fucking, there's a bubble of WWE and nothing outside of it. Like,
well, yeah,
you know what I mean? So, I mean, I think maybe that's why it might also feel too, like, because we do know both, like, you know, we pay attention to both AEW and WWE. We got to watch Jade grow through AEW, which is why maybe it seems like she's being perceived as a bigger deal and everything like that in WWE. But I like, you're not wrong. I get where you're coming from with everything, but it's just a matter of, like, they have to do it this way because there's no way she's ready for, like, a top tier singles run yet. It may happen faster than what we expect, who knows, but she ain't there yet for sure.
Oh no.
No,
Not at all.
I was kind of curious too, since we brought her name up too, about Bianca. I had heard a rumor that, like, supposedly that she was preggers or something like that, and I was like, oh, well, that means they're gonna be dropping these tag titles, and they didn't. So now I'm wondering, you know, obviously the validity of that. So I would say it's not true at all. So whoever fucking floated that rumor out there online, you suck. And
Well,
you're wrong.
Can I shift? Can I whiplash and shift a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
go for it.
So, all ego, baby.
Oh,
Ethan Page.
yeah.
All ego, Ethan Page. Fucking debuting in NXT, I think, is something that should have fucking happened a while ago.
I didn't get to see it yet. I actually had NXT on a little bit ago, and actually now that we brought it up, it's actually on in the background.
Dude,
yeah.
All ego Ethan Page has been one of my, like, low key favorite like indie wrestlers, for lack of a better term. I don't know. I just feel like this is a good fit. I just feel like it's one of those things where it's like, you go like, it's been a long time coming. And it should have been a while ago. And now I'm worried he's going to get lost in the sauce. That's the thing I'm a little concerned about, is that all ego Ethan Page is going to get lost in the sauce, which is kind of what happened to him in AEW as well. Yeah. What do you guys think?
Well, I literally just saw him attack Trick. So is he? Are they?
I love how he said, "Whoop that Trick I'm about to." that shit. I'm like, I was like, thank you, Ethan Page, you delightful treat of a human being. Like, whoop that Trick, absolutely, whoop him.
So he is going by Ethan Page in NXT.
Oh yeah, he's all ego Ethan. Well, because his real name, I think, is Ethan Page.
I'm wondering.
And he said all ego.
So that's honestly, that's been one of the things, like, even with Shawn Spears coming back to NXT, like, that really makes me wonder, like, how they're doing things, or if wrestlers are just coming in kind of being, but like a Shawn Spears who's was in WWE and then went to AEW and now is back. Like, I wonder if he's just going like, all right, well, you know what? I'm coming back here, so fuck it. If it doesn't work out here this time, then that's it. Because can't go by Ty Dillinger outside of WWE, and now he wouldn't be able to go by Shawn Spears either, unless somehow they have shit worked out in their clauses. But the last person to go by, like, his own name for the longest time was John Cena. And even still, WWE owns John Cena's name. Like, yeah, it may be his name, but they own the intellectual property, John Cena. Like, it's
well, that's where you get into copyright and all that jazz.
Yeah, it's a really weird gray fucking area. I mean, I don't know. So it surprises me hearing some of these wrestlers coming in now, coming into WWE from like AEW or the Indies, and I'm like, oh, you're actually going by that name. Okay, cool. Let's roll with it. I don't know. I'm happy he's there. All that, all the name contract nonsense discussion aside, I think it's a good fit. I think NXT is a perfect fit for him.
I wouldn't mind seeing Trick Williams get called up to the main roster and have Ethan Page. God fucking stupid hiccups. I wouldn't mind seeing Trick Williams move up to the main roster and have Ethan Page run. God, I hate it.
You're okay. It's fine.
No, I hate it. It's a personal vendetta against my fucking
diaphragm.
My fucking diaphragm. Some days it just hits me, and today I've had the hiccups like four fucking times, and I hate it. I wouldn't mind seeing Ethan Page run roughshod on NXT.
I just don't think Trick's ready for main roster yet. I don't. You really think about it, like between him and Carmelo was like main roster ready for a bit. Like let's call a spade. Like it's no doubt about it. Trick, I don't think he's there yet. I really don't. So I mean, Ethan Page, it'll be a nice, that'll be a nice little feud that they can work and everything like that. I am with you though. I really hope Ethan Page doesn't get lost in the sauce in NXT. But yeah, as far as Trick goes, I don't think Trick is main roster ready. I'd be,
why?
I don't know. I just the whoop that Trick thing is all well and fine. I don't know. I feel like there's just something like not clicking for me personally. Like whenever I watch him on the mic and stuff like that, I don't know. Sometimes it feels forced, like with his character. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just can't quite put my finger on it. But like you know it when you see it, and you know it when you hear it. That's the only way I can explain it. Like I don't know. Back me up on this, Pat, or completely shut me down. Like, what do you think?
I mean, Ethan Page coming to NXT was definitely better than him being lost in the shuffle of AEW. I think it's going to be up to him, though, to make a name for himself in NXT, and not just go with the flow. You need to do something to make yourself stand out. And coming out and messing with Trick Williams, I think, is a pretty loud statement to say, hey, I'm here. What are you going to do? Because I'm making y'all watch me now. You're going to want to watch me later.
Well, what do you think about Trick? Do you think he's somebody that would be like main roster ready, or
not quite?
Okay.
He's almost there. He just has to make that one last moment happen. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know what that moment's going to be. But I mean, once he hits it, we'll all know it, because as wrestling fans, we can see when they're ready for that main talent, that main roster talent.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't done it for me yet.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was kind of surprised whenever they called up Lyra Valkyria I was like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. That one kind of threw me for a loop. And Blair Davenport only for the fact that, like, I don't know, like,
Yeah, I don't think
like
Blair Davenport should have gone yet.
Well, it's like some of the people, I don't know, that either like it didn't feel like that it didn't feel like that they were like prominently featured or like in a spot where it would be believable if they were up on the main roster. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It just felt some of it felt a little rushed.
I could see Lyra Valkyria over Blair Davenport easily.
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, definitely. But like, I mean, I would have thought for sure like Roxanne Perez was somebody that was like main roster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I will say that is the nice thing though, like with having NXT and everything like that, is that if somebody is kind of running a little stale or whatever on the main roster, you can always just shift them back down, a la Baron Corbin. A la Finn Balor, whenever they shifted him down and he kind of ran the whole Prince gimmick.
The Prince thing.
Yeah, which was like my favorite fucking Balor. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the Demon. But with copyrights and stuff like that, and with WWE being on the bigger, under a bigger lens than say like New Japan was whenever Balor was there, there's only so much that he can do without getting hit with like copyright strikes and stuff, so all right, so let me pivot a little bit here.
Pivot
somebody who's a big name in NXT and has been on the main roster, kind of, sort of, Sami Zayn. What do we think of the IC title match, Poot?
It was a match. He said trying to get rid of his hiccups while you two should talk more.
Got it. Pat.
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And breathe. I knew he was going to win it. Did I necessarily want him to win it? No. I think Chad Gable is the one that is deserving of the IC title. However, King of the Ring, foreign country, not one of your big pay-per-views. I think if you're going to give it to Chad Gable, he needs to win it on a bigger platform.
Okay. I'm not going to lie. Like, had anybody besides Sammy won this match, and I don't think it would have been Bronson Reed, and that's no disrespect to Bronson Reed, but I don't know. Like we already had Gunther have the IC title for the longest of anybody, ever, and so like with Bronson Reed, I don't feel like there's a whole lot of substance behind it, just besides I'm big, I'm nasty. Try me, and that's pretty much it. It's just the money's in the chase of like who's gonna be the one to top the behemoth. Like,
I just want to see Bronson Reed against Otis.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for the meat for that one. I'm all about it.
That would be a good match.
Big beady men slapping meat. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm for the fucking meat chants from the crowd. I'm here for it. Like. Give me that. Give me the fucking. Give me the super heavyweights. That's great. Yep. I'm with you though. I would like to see Chad Gable get an IC title run. I feel like he's somebody that's been, underutilized for better. Whether that's to his, whether that's from his own detriment or that was just lack of creative for him. I feel like he's been somebody that has definitely flown under the radar, but he is so crazy good in the ring.
Oh,
I think it's more lack of creative for him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Poot,
the problem is, I was gonna say, I hate to say this, he's Kurt Angle 2.0. Like, I mean, and I get that's the bit.
Yeah.
And the fact that I could sit here and say he's Kurt Angle 2.0 is fucking incredible because he's that good.
He is. Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. Me comparing him to Kurt Angle should be a fucking like saying, "Hey, you're as good as Kurt Angle."
Yeah.
But you know, I think, but the thing is, I think that he himself is good enough to live in that world, but separate himself from that. Do you get what I'm saying? It like it's hard to say. He's good enough to not be a Kurt Angle clone, but be good enough to work like Kurt Angle, but have a character that's his own.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I hate it. The whole Shorty G was like the worst.
Oh, that was stupid.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But,
thanks, Vince McMahon. You're the best.
Yeah. But the whole
so Poot. Sorry, Tom.
No, the whole shush thing, like it's
shush. I love that.
That's funny as hell.
It's something so dumb, but it's the dumbest things like that they get over. Like, look, Chris Jericho in the list. Like, it's things like that. Like, you find something that the crowd can easily. It's something that people can get involved with. Same thing with the fucking Jey Uso and the yeeting. Like, you know, there's that. Even though Roman Reigns was a heel, throw up the ones. Everybody, it's something that everybody can participate in.
Throw up the ones. Dude, well, Chris Jericho got the word "it" over.
Exactly.
He got the word "it" over.
So there you go. So that's that's Chad Gable got shush. You know, but more or less he got that over. So, like, I mean, you know.
Dude, fucking, I loved Shush from the moment he did it. I was like, that's gonna get over like crazy, and it did.
Yep,
fucking did.
Yep.
Shush. And now part of me like imagines, because yes, I work with children. On TikTok, there's the thing of like people put googly eyes on coffee and put the hole in there and then blow air into it, and it's like Shush. That thing. Okay. Just trust me, look it up. You'll understand.
I don't have TikTok, so I can't.
Not even on TikTok. It's on plenty of fucking platforms.
Okay.
Just trust me. It will make you laugh like a fucking asshole. That's the problem. There's enough shit on social media right now that makes old fucks like us laugh. You know.
Yeah.
Because you look at it and you go, that's funny. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
But it's the Shush thing, dude. It's one of those things that I'm gonna give you one right now that shouldn't have gotten over, but it did. You ready?
Yep.
Are you guys ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're saying that didn't get over?
No, he said
no. What I'm saying is it got over, but it shouldn't have.
Like it's one of those. It's so dumb that it works, sort of thing.
Yeah,
but it works. Yeah, and that's the thing is I admit to people, I'm like, LA Knights, is the dumbest shit in the world. But I'll tell you what, when I'm at work and I'm doing something and I get all worked up, I'll just be like, I'll look at people and go like, yeah, our interest rates are great. Yeah. I will.
Okay. Good. I thought I was the only one.
No, I do it. I do it. Oh my God, all the time. Just go. Yeah.
Again, I cannot tell you the number of times that something wrestling related was obviously referenced. The fact that my buddy Eli went on the we went on the cruise together. You get two wrestling fans right there. So some stupid shit's gonna go down. A lot of times too, it's also the Stone Cold what, just because it annoys our significant others and it gets a good rise out of them. So
what
exactly?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're gonna stop at Bob Evans. We're gonna get some food. What? Some mashed potatoes. What? Biscuits. What? Maybe a Pepsi. What?
What?
Like, yeah. So,
see, I don't have one of those, so it's fine.
It's okay.
Anyway, I get it. I do that like I said, I do that at work. I do that at work all the time.
Yeah.
Like I will say shit and it'll just, yeah. Like I can't help it. To me, it's just fucking hilarious.
But
Like,
to me, it's like almost natural now.
Yep.
Dude, that's the thing and that right there is what you said. You're like, oh yeah, it's all now. It really is. And even like shit like calling someone the head of the table. Right?
Yeah.
You said the whole head of the table thing. That shit fucking like whenever we're doing Hellbent shows. When we're doing Hellbent shows and we're doing band introductions, Chris introduces everybody and then I introduce our singer, Chris, and I say, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce, and I say, and our singer, our band dad, our master and commander, and I go, the head of the table, acknowledge him. And whenever I do that, you look out in the crowd, and if you'll see the people who are wrestling fans, you'll get the fingers up.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's the best, and it just no one else in the band gets it, but it just fucking tickles me to death.
Yep.
And that's
awesome.
all that matters. Pat. So we night one of WrestleMania, my band played a gig. And I was all pissed off, and I'm driving up to the gig, watching the like on my phone. I had the pre-show and the first match or two of WrestleMania on my phone as I'm driving up to our gig. We got in there, we set up, we did our thing. Well, I wasn't watching it; I had it on, like just like listen and but we got up there, and the bar that we were at had WrestleMania on.
Nice.
But it was in the other room that we weren't playing in.
No.
However, that meant everybody that was at that bar that night was a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And so all of my references in between almost, I would say like probably 60% of the songs, I'd just walk up to the mic and go, yeah. And you just hear from the whole bar, you'd hear, yeah. Like it was
great.
It was the best. And like the rest of my band was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, don't worry about it. You get it. And the best part, there was a guy who was running around shit-faced in a Rey Mysterio mask.
Oh God.
And I went, where the fuck's that guy with the Rey Mysterio mask? Where the fuck's that guy? And him and a bunch of his friends were pointing out. I'm like, yeah, there's the fucking guy. And I went, how dare you show up to the bar as the worst father ever? Like, and he was like, Rey Mysterio's a great dad, but the rest of his friends were all like, hell. It was a really good night. We had a really good night. Like it was
awesome.
It was one of those things where I was like, man, I don't get to watch WrestleMania fucking, and I was all bummed out. And then that happened, and I was just fucking tickled pink.
Nice.
Like,
I have to say that the new thing for me is anything Joe Hendry related. I've gone back and started watching
his name.
It's now my ringtone for my buddy Eli when he's called me the last couple of days for something. Like the first time I answered the phone, I was like, I really almost didn't want to answer the phone. He's like, I completely understand, and he's like, I can call you back if you want. I was like, no. I was like, but and then a day or two ago, I was talking to him about something. I got off the phone with him like 5 minutes later. He called me back, and I picked up real quick, and I was like, okay, what's up? And he's like, nothing. I was just calling so you could hear the song this time. And I was like, oh, I appreciate that. I was like, but text me before you're going to do that, so I know that you're not actually trying to get a hold of me for something. I was like, because I will let it play. And unless my fiance says, for the love of God, pick the fucking thing up. she's like, you can look, and I showed it to her, so she understands. She knows the thing now. And I'm like, and she's like, you can look that up anytime though, right? I was like, I know. I was like, but it's nice whenever it comes unexpectedly, like whenever I'm not seeking it out. I was like, because I appreciate it a little bit more. I was like, but don't get me wrong. There have been since I got on this whole this Joe Hendry wormhole, there have been days where I was like, man, it's a rough morning, and that was my fucking little minute and a half of motivation. There is just the I believe in Joe Hendry.
Clap.
Yep, I love it.
So,
I can't wait to see more of him.
So Joe Hendry, when did you guys discover Joe Hendry?
So I'm gonna say like within the last couple of months, maybe.
Okay.
Is that so? Like I discovered him via like everything with TNA, like the whole "you are banned from diving" and that whole thing. But then I dove down the wormhole and like went back and watched his entrances from like PWX and stuff like that. Or no, not PWX. ICW. And the different things that he did, like some of them are it's so creatively hilarious. Like making doing the doing all the custom entrances to diss his opponents, like Canna Anderson. He basically called Canna Anderson a Pokemon because he only knows how to say his own name. Anderson. And I'm like, that's fucking great.
Well, so Joe Hendry, I found out about Joe Hendry when he was over in Europe.
Right.
And he worked with WCPW.
Okay, yep.
So he was called, at the time, he was the local hero, Joe Hendry.
Yes.
That's what he called himself. He was the local hero, Joe Hendry.
Right.
And immediately I love that bit. Like, no matter where he went, he's your hero.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, fuck, that's great. Like, I love that bit. I love the bit of, like, no matter where he went, no matter where he was, he's your hero.
Yep.
Like, that kind of thing. And I watched him in the ring, and I was like, oh, fuck, this guy's actually really good. This isn't just, like, someone who came up with a really good creative bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to see him getting success now really makes me happy.
Yeah.
It really makes me happy. And aside from the fact that he's getting success in the wrestling world, to see him being a meme where it's not like a meme where people are just like, oh, okay, haha, this is funny. Like, people are like behind Joe Hendry.
Yeah, like he legit,
like you're like
legit his entrance song is like on the UK Billboard charts. Like,
oh, it was on Spotify. It was in the top top 10 of Spotify.
Something like that. And I'm like,
yeah.
Yep. It's great. I fucking
say
love
his
it.
name and he appears.
Yep. He sure as hell does.
Boy, I wish we had the clout. To get Joe Hendry on here. Mentioned his name the first time.
I mean, I'll work on it.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Deal. Tom, you get Joe Hendry on here and I will eat my fucking top hat that's hanging on my wall.
Man, you're giving me goals.
I will eat my top hat.
You're giving me goals.
I want to see that.
All right.
I'll tell you what. You have 6 months.
6 months?
6 months.
Jesus.
All right.
So you have until the end of September.
Okay.
Or not September. Jesus Christ. November. The end of November.
Okay.
You have until November 30th to get Joe Hendry on our podcast.
Might actually make me create a fucking Twitter account for this now.
And it has to be Joe Hendry being like, yes, I'm on the free podcast, blah, blah, blah. It can't be you being like, oh, Poot, look, next week I got Joe Hendry on here and it's a recording of Joe Hendry. No. It has to be Joe Hendry proper on the podcast. Trust me, I'm the king of loopholes. You're not going to fucking make this work. You're not going to loophole this shit.
All right.
Nah, buddy. It has to be Joe Hendry proper.
I mean, listen, I don't like...
And then Tom goes on his email. Hey, Joe Hendry, my buddy will eat his top hat.
Dude, I mean,
if you come on our podcast.
If I gotta make a Twitter or like sign up to request him on Cameo or something, like I'll figure something out. I'll try.
No. You can't pay him. You can't pay him to be on the podcast. You can't pay him.
Fuck you.
It has to just be Joe Hendry being like,
you think he's going to come on here for free?
That's the deal. You think I want to eat a top hat, Tom? Jesus Christ. You're sitting here going, oh, Poot's a fat guy. He wants to eat a top hat. Shut the fuck up. Like, it's not what this is about, bud.
That has nothing to do with that. I was not going that way in any way at all. I was just thinking, like, man, that'd be great to have, like, you know, like an actual, like, semi-independent wrestler or whatever on, or somebody who's like been on TV or whatever. I'm like, oh, that'd be fucking great. And then now it just fucking spiraled into this you eating your top hat. Like, I kind of have a motivation.
It's because it's that far. It's that far out of the scope of what we could get on the podcast.
What I'm saying,
and we have derailed.
We really have. All right, let me reel this back in.
Let's reel it back in because we're also getting long in the tooth, are we not?
We are a little bit, but I want to talk about something, and I don't know if Poot, if you and the other two have covered it or not while I was out on my hiatus, but I know it was a topic that we were divided on the last we talked about it. You and I were on one side of the opposition, while Beef and Ransom are on the other. And we'll see where Pat lies here.
Oh, God.
Boy, Uncle Howdy. How are you feeling about all this shit with all the QR codes and everything like that? Poot, give me your feelings on all this and what, just everything. I don't just all
with everything going on with this. I'm going to tell you what I said before. And if this is not what I said before, I apologize. I'm an old man. I forget what I said. I want to see where it goes. The end.
I
want to see where it goes. I want to see where it goes. I want to see how it plays out. That's how I feel. I want to see how it goes. I want to see how it plays out. Period.
Yep.
That's it. I don't. If it is a footnote in wrestling history, fine. If it is something epic and legendary, and it's something where the players that are involved are playing out Bray Wyatt's final vision, and we get a wonderful, glorious, amazing thing, that's also fucking amazing. But that is where I stand on this, is I want to see how it fucking plays out. Period. Done. That is my stance on it. Let it play out. Let it do its thing. Good or bad, don't care.
I'm with you on that. I obviously not saying, oh, who cares if it's good or bad. Like, I want it to be good, as I'm sure you do as well. But I'm intrigued. I'm absolutely here for it. They've got me hook, line, and sinker. I'm interested to see if there's some sort of faction again, some sort of like Wyatt 6 or whatever you want to call it at this point. I don't know if anybody else has watched or saw anything of the Dreadmare YouTube channel. I think it either is or was Taylor, Bo Dallas's channel. But then I saw something that maybe it wasn't, maybe it was a fan-made channel, but I was looking at all the different videos and stuff, and I'm like, nah, this production value is like way too good to just be fan-made. Like, I don't think so. Like, so, and a lot of the things that they were doing production-wise on Dreadmare was like similar to the stuff that we're getting with the QR codes and everything like that. Like, there's so much. There's so many similarities and everything like that there. But the point is they were diving into a little bit more on the Dreadmare, and it was one of the videos he was talking about like when Shawn Spears came back around, how like he's kind of like whatever is going on with this character is gonna kind of like sink his tendrils into like each of the brands and stuff like that, and there'll be people from like each brand that will eventually like kind of all culminate or whatever. Because one of the first things I even said about, like, Shawn Spears' return, like, before we found out it was Shawn Spears, I was like, wow, this feels very like Bray Wyatt, Uncle Howdy-esque. And you get the return of Shawn Spears. I was like, okay, didn't see that one coming. But then as I'm diving more into the Dreadmare stuff, and I'm like, okay, now this makes more sense. Like, why Shawn, of all people, or whatever, you know, like, he's going to have his soldiers in place or whatever, like, in every brand, and somehow this is all going to come together. I'm here for it. I really am. I'm interested to see where it goes, and I think if there's anybody that can do the memory of Bray any sort of justice, and not have it, you know, be completely fucked up. Sorry, I just saw what you posted in the Discord. Get the fuck out of here. I think if there's anybody that can do that and do it justice, you know, it would be Bo / Taylor / whatever he's gonna go by as Uncle Howdy or whatever at this point. And I love how they've been doing the QR code stuff or whatever, where, you know, it's been, you know, everything has had some sort of like little clue. Like, I think one of the latest ones, I think just before like King and Queen of the Ring, was something where the QR code led you to like Rowan University. I'm like, okay, obviously that means like something with Eric Rowan. Like, okay, you know, little bit. It's on the nose just enough to make you go like, oh, that absolutely is what it has to be. But given the nature of it all, makes you question, go, well, is it though? Because like maybe they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes, maybe not. Like maybe it's right in front of our face, maybe not. That's kind of like the beauty of this like insane sort of character. Like you don't quite know what to expect. But I'm here for all of it. Like I'm excited to see when we finally get some sort of debut. And for better or for worse, I know that her involvement last time with Bray did not end well at all. But I would be excited to see if they do anything with Alexa Bliss or not. If we get an Alexa Bliss return at SummerSlam.
Damn it, Tom.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry if I took the wind out of your sails. There's so many possibilities. That's the beauty of it. Like, it could go any which way. Because even if the character-wise, like, even if we didn't see somebody interact with Bray necessarily, like, on TV and stuff like that, there were so many people that he, you know, that personally, like, I'm sure that he touched, and, like, people that were really into his character and into his ideas, like Alexa herself. Like, I remember, yeah, I think if I recall from watching the documentary, like, she was all about, like, that horror stuff and everything like that. So I'm sure there'll be people that could be, you know, like, somehow brought into the fold, even if it's not somebody that we would think right off the top of our head. Now go ahead. I promise I won't say anything else so I don't steal it. So I don't steal whatever you were gonna say, Pat.
Well, it's too freaking late now. You both said everything I was thinking. So, ditto.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Ditto, yeah. Yeet.
Ditto. Yeah.
Oh, Christ alive.
No, I think this would be a great vessel to bring back both Rowan and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Depending on how it played out.
And the thing is, like, anyone who says, like, well, you know, fucking, they're just cashing in on Bray and blah, blah. If you watch the documentary, man, the Wyatt brothers loved each other, man. Like, they loved each other. And they were very integral on each other's parts of what was going on. Like, you know, they were both, like, very, like, it was there. It wasn't just one person coming up with this stuff.
Right.
Ideas were being bounced. he he was there. Bo was there.
Bo knows
for it. And he bounced ideas. He helped his brother bounce ideas. So he was there for the seminal creation of this world, this idea, this string of things that were going on.
Right.
And to minimize that, I think is, not insulting to Bray Wyatt, but I feel like it's insulting to Bo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know that might sound a hair crass, but tell me when I'm telling lies, man. You can't, just because they look at Bo and go, "Oh, you're not Wyndham." That's not fair. That's not fair. I don't know.
No,
I don't know how to put it without sounding like someone who's just trying to justify, who's just trying to justify.
No. I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you, and I get that, because it's not like we're trying to say oh, well, Bo's whatever character Bo has isn't gonna live up to the Fiend or whatever. It's well, it's not. It doesn't have to. It can be different enough to, and also still be good. I mean, okay, let's just throw it out there. Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, all different great horror movie villains / characters, all different in their own respective ways. Am I right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, obviously, if you're more partial to one or the other, that's fine. I never really got into all the Halloween movies and stuff like that as much, but my friend Jen, huge Michael Myers fans, huge Michael Myers fan. She shits all over Jason. I grew up really...
Get rid of her.
What's that?
Get rid of her. Not a good friend.
I grew up more into Friday the 13th, seeing the movies, even though I probably shouldn't have at such a young age.
Wow.
And having the video game, on NES and everything.
You.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You. What a terrible game.
Listen. We're not going to get into all that, but.
I'll fight me on that. We'll talk for 4 hours.
Better than Nightmare on Elm Street on NES. Let me tell you that.
I don't know about that.
I do. I've played both. Let me tell you, in my professional opinion, one's better than the other.
Professional. Anyway, the
sorry, semi-professional opinion.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No. But
the joking aside, but see, here's the problem: is your argument isn't just going Michael Myers is the best one. That's the problem.
Right, and that's
I don't.
Well, that's the thing is Uncle, for better or for worse, we'll just call it Uncle Howdy, because that's what we last knew Bo as. But there could be a whole nother character that Bo has that maybe we didn't get introduced to. I think that was the point that you and I tried to make last time whenever we were a House Divided, is that there was still so much left on the table that we never got to see from Bray and from Taylor.
Sure.
And so I'm intrigued to see, what might have still been out there, or maybe, there's a little bit of that, but maybe Taylor has something else on his own that he was kind of cooking up or whatever. And, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but I'm intrigued nonetheless.
That was my point, is that I'm saying people that are willing to write it off because Wyndham's not around anymore are taken away from Taylor's part in all of it.
Right.
Because Taylor was his sounding board.
Right.
And I'm not sitting here saying Taylor's going to rewrite, the book or anything. What I'm saying is that he was there. He was part and parcel to the genesis of all this.
Right.
You know what I mean? He gets the meta. He understands the story. He understands what is happening.
Right.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Is that, like, to say that he doesn't, in my opinion, is irresponsible. And I understand there are people whoever listens to this that might be like, Poot, you're a fucking dumb motherfucker. Well, you know what? I know that. I've lived in this shitty existence as me for long enough. I know that. But, like, you know, I feel like this goes back to the idea of that, like, wrestling fans are so willing to fucking jump on something immediately and be like, no, fuck you. And it's like, no, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should let things play out. And if they suck, we'll look back on them years later and be like, yeah, that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And what's the worst that happens? We go, oh, that was dumb, wasn't it? And then we move.
Exactly. And I think, I mean, obviously, I think nowadays it's a lot harder because everybody has shorter attention spans and a more, we're all more inclined to that instant gratification, give it to me now sort of
all
thing.
right, boomer.
Well,
anyways,
I mean,
I'm
look
sorry,
at the Judgment Day.
that joke was stupid. I'm sorry. That joke was dumb. Anyway, go
Look at the
on.
Judgment Day. They formed.
it was dumb. It was, that joke was dumb. Now we moved on, right? Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point.
I won't be talking about it 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now or 2 years from now.
Right.
Thank you for proving your very own point, Poot. Go on, Pat.
You're welcome.
No,
Anyway, go on.
thank you.
Pat.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Judgment Day. They formed, and then what'd they do? All they ate was losses, and everybody was like, oh, this is stupid. They're never going to be a powerhouse, blah, 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 blah. And now look at them.
Yeah.
See, I never said that.
But we'll just say
I
people
liked
in
how
general.
But, I mean, we're talking about people as in the general wrestling zeitgeist.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair. Oh, look at you. Term zeitgeist. I feel like I've influenced everybody else. No, you're not wrong. And I think we can safely say that the Judgment Day has become WWE's Dark Order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, 100%, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not just me being a fucking mook, right?
No,
you're right.
That's a fair assessment. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's kind of how it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like sometimes you get that lightning in a bottle, and some things just happen just like that, and it's
Sure.
whatever. And sometimes things need a little room to breathe. Like Ed, since you mentioned Judgment Day, Dominic is one of those prime examples. Like, as a face, was terrible. As a heel, okay, cool. He got over as a heel. He got good reactions. Now he's got that fucking like nuclear fuck you heel heat. Like can barely get 2 words out of the microphone without getting like an entire arena booing him out of the building. Like,
But the nice thing, it's not go away heat.
right.
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 But again, he's somebody who had to kind of like come into it a little bit and everything like that, and
Sure.
and now here we are. I don't know what else to really talk about because again, and we
covered a lot of ground tonight, man.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Covered a lot, and I mean, I'm sure AEW could be covered a little bit more extensively.
Oh, sure.
But
I mean, as far as the pay-per-view goes, we didn't, aside from me coming out of the gate screaming about how Adam Copeland is irresponsible with his own well-being. I want that noted that was my point.
Yeah.
Is that he was being irresponsible with his own fucking well-being.
Right.
Right.
Adam, you sack of shit. The like it literally was me being like, please don't. Like, you've done enough. And there was lots of other stuff on that podcast, or not on the podcast, but like on that show that was worth talking about. But I think we could touch on that at another time
with other people just besides Poot who actually watched the pay-per-view.
Oh, dude, I had a great day that day.
Right.
I had a great fucking day that day.
I knew I would have like little to nothing to contribute to the AEW discussion just because I didn't watch the show. So obviously I'm sure, Beef did, and I know that you did. So that may be something that we get picked up in a future episode. So,
well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know
what they say.
Yeah, you know what they say. Can someone give me a solid Poot so I can close this out?
Gotcha.
I would say Pat.
Well then,
Pat, that was a good one. All right, I'll
Thank
take
you.
that.
I've been practicing.
I was gonna offer it to you, but you jumped right in there, and man, I'm proud of you. Thank you all so much for listening to P3 Podcast. We're great people, and everything's awesome. We want to give a special shout out to Ransom the Madman and Beef the Legend, who are not here tonight. We love you boys. We hope you're doing well, and we hope everything is good. And we'll see you next week. It'll be great. And thank you very much to Mr. Tiger Bomb Tom, Mr. Tiger Uppercut Bomb Tom, myself, Poot the Bard, the Barbarian. And I say the Barbarian because I started lifting weights again. That's right. I'm getting myself healthy because I realized I was dying slowly, and I don't want to do that. I want to die even slower, so you people have to put up with me longer. Thank you very much to our special guest. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you. And it was really nice having you around. Thank you. Come around more often. Why don't you?
I'll try.
Yeah, try harder.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, try harder, bitch. So down in the description of the video or in the podcast that you're listening to, no matter where it is, make sure you click on the links. All applicable links down there are applicable. And remember, the reason the dogs love squeaky toys is because it sounds like tiny animals dying. Bye, everybody.
Hey, Beef, you're still losing to my wife.